I was in New York and just for vacation. It was very fun. I really enjoyed it. And I think even though in subway, when I saw a cop, they were full of cops. Like every other block that you could see a cop. Um, I saw one of them and talked to him and said, "Listen, I'm a tourist in here. I just came here for vacation. This is my first time. Is it true that prior to 2025, like new administration came to the power to the White House? Is it true like it is the differences between day and night when it comes to crime and safety and uh, everything, the how it looks like homelessness, of because everything looked perfect, everything looked functioning normal." And I say, is it true? Like it used to be very bad, and now it is better since the new administration uh, took off. Um, and he said, no, pretty much has been the same, more or less. It's been the same for a long time. And I said, so you are telling me like in 2024, for example, like in August or September 2024, everything looked the way that it is right now? And he said, yeah. So, I mean, he was a cop, so I don't see any reason that he would lie to me. But that's a question I asked. But generally speaking, when I was using the subway or walking in the blocks, on the streets, everything looked normal and functioning and clean, especially DC. DC was the cleanest, I mean, can we call it city or any, between all the places I have been in United States, I have been in almost 46 states so far, and DC was the cleanest. Something like you would let your 15 years old daughter to go buy ice cream at night. And New York also was totally different than what I saw on X and other social media, how it looked dirty and dangerous. Uh, but he said, no, it has been the same for a long time. But anyway, um, what I saw over there, besides like it was clean and everything was looking normal, I saw so many people blocking the street, the pathways, the pedestrians, the walkways, or any block that you could find, like every other block. People were selling their stuff, without, I don't know if they have even any permission from the government. So that was no actual store, like kind of like a tent. They were selling the handmade product, like a souvenir or what have you. Uh, but the thing is, I saw that they were so loud, and they were, for example, I wanted to go see the Statue of Liberty, right? And there is one ferry over there. Um, there are one or two ferries, I think one, that run by the government, and it is free. So everyone can get in, and it takes you to different island, and it is free. And the reason that people use that because it gets so close to a Statue of Liberty, and while the boat, like the ferry, is moving, so you are basically only 500 feet, 500 yards from the statue. So you get very close, but it's moving, right, to another state. And if you want to go back again, of course, again, you hop on and then you go back to where you were. I think so many people that who live in that island, so it is beneficial for them, so freely they can travel. But you could see because one side of the ferry was facing the Statue of Liberty. So whenever, so everyone was going to this side. So whenever it was going back, the other side, people were all going there to other side to just have the picture, take a picture, and record a video or whatever. But the thing is, every 20 minutes it was running. And when I saw, when we were waiting until the next ferry comes, so we could get in, I saw a couple of people. They look like basically some of them they were African, some of them they were Hispanic, but it doesn't matter. The point is like they started to play song, very loud song, and they started to dance and do all those stuff that you see in the Vegas, like people do like some performance so to get money. And they completely blocked the area that people could get in and get out. So the reason that they were doing because so many people they were going there into the ferry, so they were waiting whenever people are getting off. So they were playing music and doing kind of like a gymnastic stuff. It wasn't even that impressive. I didn't pay that much attention, but this is what they were doing, and you could see it everywhere in New York, right? And who gave them permission to do that? I mean, you might say, so what's the matter? Like, is it like end of the world? You just see a couple of people want to make a couple of bucks by just doing something entertaining. That's not the case. But if there's no law and every street you see that, eventually it's gonna be problematic. And very people were very supportive. Or even when I was in Times Square, some people they wanted to make a TikTok video, and they entirely, like, the area that everyone take a picture, everyone was there, and they had to go away so they could give them area so these people could do their TikTok dances, and it took like for 1 hour, and it got rainy, so they had to go out like to the somewhere that use their umbrella, wait on the side, and when the rain was stopped again went back. And the problem is when you see the each occasion, each example, it doesn't seem like a big deal, right? But the problem starts when everybody can do that. Or for example, one other thing is, so one ferry, there were three ferries. One of them was free from the government. Other ones that you had to pay, right? So of course, if I have to choose between free ferry and the paid one, so I'm gonna use the free one. So those two company, if I'm not mistaken, they were paying people with the, they had a vest of that company, and the name of the company was hacked on it, printed. So they were going to the people, kind of like harassing them, bothering them, and then kind of deceiving them. Like they were saying, "Oh, do you have the ticket for the ferry?" Or this is how they started the conversation. So you would say, "Well, yeah, I have, or I don't have." So most of the people are tourists who go there, so they don't know what's up. So they want to go to the ferry, and somebody is asking them, "Hey, do you have the ticket?" And then you say, "No, what ticket? I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "Well, yeah, you have to get the ticket. Let me give you ticket." So with that ticket, again, they're gonna use a different ferry. Still, it is ferry, but they have to pay for it. But that's wrong, because first of all, it's a very stupid idea. You're gonna offer the same thing as government is offering for free. So who's gonna pay for that when they can have it just for free? Right. So that was a stupid idea. But in order to make money, they were paying so many people to bother people. Hey, do you have the ticket? Let me see. Let me help you with that. So eventually, if you don't know what's up, you don't know what's going on, you don't know the story, so you would pay the ticket, pay for the ticket, and use those paid ferries, and you would say, well, okay, I did what I was supposed to. But eventually you're going to find out that you could use the free one, but because you were not aware of that, you didn't do the Google search, you were not aware of the situation, so you paid for it. So in non-liberal states or cities, you don't see that happen, because people would confront them. You say, "Hey, you're stealing from the people. Why don't you say the whole truth?" So they ask a question. If you know what's up, so they let you go. But if you don't know what's up, so they make you feel like the only way that you can get to use those ferries and see the Statue of Liberty in water is to pay for that. And so imagine like 100 people every 5 minutes pass by, let's say 80 of them they know what's up, 20 of them don't know, and they'll pay for that. And most of those people who were working over there, they look like a kind of like, I mean, some of them their English was good, so I could say they were American, but some of them it was a little, you could see like they are immigrants, like me, for example. I have accent and I don't have so many words in my vocabulary to use. And these people are getting paid. I'm not saying it is sanctuary city, or maybe it is, but these people are getting paid by manipulating people, tourists. And this is something in conservative states or city you don't see it happens, because people would confront them, say, "Hey, what are you doing?" But these people were doing, and no confrontation, no stoppage. Nobody stopped those people from doing what they were doing. And I think the problem is, because liberals are super nice and they don't want to bother anyone, and they want everyone to be happy, they let everyone does whatever they want. One of the reasons that DC right now it is the safest, because people cannot do whatever they want. So now it is like, for example, just today I saw that in last 10 days that was no shooting. Um, and in last couple of years that was no day, no record of 10 days in a row without shooting, without any murder in DC. So I mean, you can say like is a kind of like authoritarian, like people are trying to, government try to take control. But look, it's working. Yeah, I would prefer no government gets involved to keep the city clean and people do it by themselves. But only you see that in conservative area without government involvement, people know what not to do because they know that the price gonna be high because other can defend themselves and they don't tolerate this type of behavior. But in those areas that you see people can do whatever they want. One of the reasons that New York was very safe when I was walking there was because there were so many cops everywhere. So I was feeling safe or nobody gonna rob me. So I'm saying um, when next time you see this type of activities or behavior out there, you might say, oh, it's not end of the world, so who cares? But if you give the pass to one, why not give pass to two or three and fourth and so on? And eventually you will see the whole city it's going to behave like that. It's going to be dangerous, it's going to be dirty, and people going to rip each other off instead of everyone try to have a business, offer a product that is valuable and people buy that, and the government, the economy uh, flourish, like economy thrives. Instead, they are trying to how to manipulate each other to steal from each other. Just the ferry was the best example. And in this situation, it's not sustainable.